Right. Let's make sure before anything else that we are actually live. Let's see. Are we live? Are we live on the page? Interesting. I'm not seeing us on our page. It's
Okay.
weird.
Well, do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah. 1 sec.
You're good.
That's really odd. It worked perfectly last time.
Weird.
Looks like we are live because I'm just people are. I just saw a comment come up.
Sweet.
But I don't. It's weird. I don't see the actual thing on the page though.
On the page.
Do you see it? I got a notification that saying that somebody just liked it, so I guess it's there somewhere. But it's weird how why would I not be able to see it on my page? It should be like broadcasting on the page itself too simultaneously.
Right. Right. And that makes sense. No, I don't see it over here.
Wow, that's weird. Hey, okay, we've got a comment from Holobowski Farms. You are live. Okay, thank you. Thanks for clarifying
Appreciate that.
So our audience just helped us out. I guess we're live somewhere on there. All right, let's get started.
Cool.
Hey, hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us in another live session. My name is Rafi Chowdhury with RafiChowdhury.com. We're all things marketing, all things branding, and we do a lot of work with teaching entrepreneurs, teaching business owners how to take action, take massive action, get their ideas into an action, and create step-by-step how-tos and get their ideas moving forward. And today we have a very cool guest here locally from the city of Memphis, Tennessee, which is where I am from. We've got with us Tyler Byrd, who's part of a company, home cleaning business called Sterling Shine. Tyler, go ahead and give us a little bit of a better introduction than I just did about yourself or what you do, so our audience can get familiar with your expertise and who you are.
Absolutely. So, like Ralphie said, I'm Tyler Byrd, born and raised in Memphis, and about a year or so ago, I had a couple guys come to me who are now my counterparts. They came to me with an idea of how we could better the city of Memphis through house cleanings and either that be residential or commercial. But obviously, this wasn't going to take place overnight. This was going to be a long road, and we were ready to endure it. So about a year ago, we set on this path to better our community and better the people around us through house cleanings, whether that be, like I said, a residential or commercial application. But essentially what we're all about is just giving back to the community, providing the most excellent customer service. And when I say customer service, it's not always a 1-800 number that you call in over the phone. Customer service is on all aspects of levels, whether that be in our service at the homes or in their places of business, or on the phone or over email talking, that we're always providing the most excellence of service. And so we just really wanted to impact Memphis area with some good service, good house cleaning, and just really focus on who the customer is and what they need.
All right, Tal, let's back up just a little bit here.
Sure.
You can understand a little bit better of so you basically run a company that cleans homes, right?
Yep.
How did you guys come up with this idea of that? Like, how did you know that people wanted their homes cleaned? How did you figure that need out?
So we looked at the city of Memphis as a whole. if you look at a map of Memphis, it's in a pretty central location, sitting right in between Arkansas and Mississippi. So, and in the outskirts of Memphis, Carterville, Germantown, Cordova areas, you've got large volumes of people that have migrated to these areas who, lost my train of thought, who have a need of housekeeping, but with the competition in Memphis being ServiceMaster, Mary Maids, these other types of companies, they didn't care about going into homes and just doing a bang up job and really communicating with the customer. All they were concerned about was getting in, getting out, and getting paid. That's where we stepped in. We looked at the market, noticed that only about 40% of the market of people that could afford house cleaners and afford that luxury, because we do realize that it is a luxury, could afford it and realize that their pain point was they don't really trust the people coming into their homes. They don't, do you trust a stranger coming into your home? I don't trust one coming into mine. So we looked at that and we're just like, well, there's an opportunity here. First step, as far as our getting business goes, we got insurance, full coverage on anything that goes on in somebody's home. And we really just wanted to create a sense of safety into the minds of our customers to know that, hey, we're coming into you. We realize that this is an honor and a luxury, and we don't take that for granted. So that was the main pain point that we decided with when we were starting our business.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Gotcha. How did you get your first client?
How did we get our first client? So word of mouth. That's like I was talking to you the other day, Rafi, and it was just, we were talking about advertising. Free advertising is always a great thing. And word of mouth is one of the top ways to do it. So we actually got in with one of our, the CEO, Joe Gillespie. His mom was having a party and she was like, hey, I just need a house clean. So we got to come clean her house, and we started taking pictures of what the inside of the home looked like afterwards, posted them on our website, posted them on our Facebook page, just kind of getting our name out there. She told one of her friends. Somebody found us on Facebook through a Google search. Somebody found us through Yelp, and we just started kind of running random ads, seeing what hit, what missed. And then we kind of went from there. But our first client was technically the owner's mom, and then we were able to get word of mouth out from there.
Interesting. Got it.
Yep.
All right.
But actually, I think our first technical client, other than a family member, was just through Facebook. Just us running ads through Facebook, and they just saw it and were like, hey, we got a need for this. Let's see what you got.
Gotcha. That's awesome, man. So you got your first customer just from word of mouth, your second customer from a referral source, right?
Correct.
Just been that model? You guys have been just getting mostly just through referrals and things like that, or is there any sort of like lead gen campaigns that you guys are running as well? Is it Facebook ads mainly?
We run a lot of Facebook ads. That's one of our primary reaches. Realize that we can reach 40,000 people on a budget, essentially. I mean, one thing that we pride ourselves with, before I get too much further, is that we're approaching our first physical year in April, and we are 100% debt free. So we are fully 100% operational now. And so we've tried to budget ourselves with our marketing, taking it step by step. So we're working on getting AdWords set up now to where we can improve our Google search. But also one of our main things is through Facebook ads, like I mentioned, Yelp ads, and we've kind of gone on the Angie's List. What is it? Care.com. And a couple of the other places that are similar to those aspects, where people can go in and just say, hey, this is what I need, and we can bid from there.
Very interesting. Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool. So my next question is that do you actually clean the houses yourselves, or do you guys have employees that actually do the cleaning aspect of it? How does that part work?
If you asked me to come clean your home, you would quickly not hire us. So we tried very hard to not get us involved in cleaning your home. Rather, we hired somebody. So we have a lead housekeeper. Her name is Marquita, and she is who we set our standard by. So we came when we were wanting to start this business, we realized, okay, well, I'm not cleaning these houses because you would hate it. It would not look good. But we realized there was a need. So we kind of wanted to partner with somebody that had been in the business for a while, but kind of needed a break, needed to kind of catch their stride and really be set up properly. So we found Marquita through an Indeed post. And after meeting with 40, 50 people, we finally found her. And just after talking to her and realized what her pain point was and her need, we realized that this was probably going to be a good move for us. She's been in the business for about 12 years doing hotels, motels, and other housekeepings. But she's just really trying to support her family. So we were like, well, let's give this a shot and see what it's all about. And she's been nonstop fantastic. She goes hard. She cleans efficiently and well. And she's honestly like the saving grace that's really started this all. We got a good foundation now. So now we can start building up.
So it seems like a lot of the business really depends ultimately on how good of a cleaner that you can hire, because they can make or break your business. It seems like.
Absolutely. I mean, you can brand all day long. You can have the best looking logo. You can have the best functioning website. You can be 100% debt free and have all your finances squared away, and you can know all the people. But if you don't have somebody that's going into these people's homes, these people are paying for somebody to come into their homes to clean it well and be done right the first time, then you're set up for failure.
Right. Makes sense.
Yep.
So do you guys ever, I'm assuming that you guys just have that one cleaner right now, or do you have many people that are working like that?
We would probably claim we have 1.5. So Marquita is our lead housekeeper, and she is the one that's going to be training our other housekeepers as they come on. We've had some here and there, but our ultimate goal is to our customers. And if we don't feel comfortable sending them into a customer's home for whatever reason, we don't do it. But we tell them up front, this is how we like to operate. If you disrespect a customer, if you disrespect anything that they do or own, we're going to part ways. And it's no hard feelings, but our number one concern is to the customer. And so we just kind of laid that out there on the front end. And so far it's worked out really well for us. But honestly, we have a hard time finding people that want to do good work and work the way that we have this standard set up.
Makes sense.
Yep.
I would assume, like, let's just say you were to scale this up and you had 10 Marquitas working with you.
Sure.
How do you plan on taking that kind of, if you were, let's just say hypothetically speaking, you were to grow to that extent tomorrow, how would you keep like your operational quality still high when there's 10 people involved? Like, it could be, I'm assuming there could be things like their car is not working, or they're late, do a good enough job, or maybe like they can't make it that particular day. How do you plan on handling those kind of things? How does that work?
Well, life happens. That's just kind of the nature of life, I guess you could say. I mean, cars break down and people get sick, and that's just kind of the way it is. But at the end of the day, we hope to build a strong enough relationship with our customers to be able to say, hey, Marquita is not feeling well, and she's going to be a little late today getting started, or we need to reschedule. Is that an option? And if it's not an option, obviously we'd work around and find somebody else, and we'd make that happen. But one of our best practices right now is we've got, I guess you could call it a work instruction. It's just a laid out form of this is what we do, and this is how you do it. We're currently still in the writing phases of that because we want to make sure that it's going to be good and set for our future cleaners as well. But if you got to have a good quality aspect to the business. You got to have your standard practices set in place to be able to succeed. And so that way, if Marquita can't make it and I need to call Rafi, hey man, I need you to come clean this house for me. You can read what's going on and be like, I'm there. I can take care of it for you and do exactly the same job as she would have done.
Fair enough.
Yep.
That makes sense. Cool. And while we're discussing that, I'm thinking that we're probably not live on the page, but on my personal account, it seems like, because I'm really not seeing it. But let me check something 1 second.
Sure, you're fine.
Oh, man. Oh, just like I thought. We are live on my personal account. That's okay. We'll transfer it over and just kind of paste the video later.
Cool, that works.
Keep going. So let's talk a little bit about the actual service that you guys provide. I'm assuming that's like not every house, requires the same amount of work to clean, right? Like some houses
Of
could be
course.
messy or
Yeah.
very messy or something like that. How do you determine like how you price things and like what you can and can't do? How do you figure that out?
So we have a couple different aspects. If you go to sterlingshinememphis.com, that's our
Mm-hmm.
lead website. And from there, you can get a no obligation
Mm-hmm.
quote and test out what your plan looks like best for you. So we have 3 packages that we offer,
Mm-hmm.
and you can look at all 3 packages, and one of them will have a window cleaning on it. One of them will have baseboards. Some of them will fold your laundry if that's what you want. We also
Okay.
have additional services. So customers can go online and fill out a quote, and it's emailed to them with a price by price breakdown of how things work and operate, and they are free to remove and add as needed. But
Mm-hmm.
also before the clean comes out, our CEO, Joe Gillespie, makes every effort to go out to the customer's home, introduce himself as the CEO,
Mm-hmm.
save face, present the company, and he does a quote with them there.
Mm-hmm.
So if the customer doesn't feel comfortable about doing one online, they don't really trust it. We spend a lot of time in our algorithm. Cameron Martin, who's our CFO, or Cameron Smith, I apologize, Cameron, if you're watching this. Cameron, the CFO, he spent a whole lot of time getting together an algorithm and making sure that thing was set in stone. And
Mm-hmm.
what program doesn't have its hiccups and get ups, but
Mm-hmm.
we feel like our quoting process is very efficient. And then so if you go on, like I said, if you go on the website and you build your quote based on your house, your square footage, how many bedrooms, bathrooms, your kitchen, your dining room,
Mm-hmm.
do you have stairs? Do you have pets? What kind of furniture do you have? I mean, it gets pretty down to the nitty gritty, but that's only to ensure that we get the most accurate quote to you. Because if we get to the customer's home, we reserve the right to say, "Hey, you didn't tell us that you had a dog, and that's going to impact us cleaning the furniture. It's going to be a $20 surcharge. Are you okay with that?"
Okay, got it.
So we can kind of address it on an as-need basis, and we've addressed that with Marquita as well. If she gets to a home and feels that it's an excessive mess, if the person is online quoting and saying that their house is routinely cleaned and they get there and they're hoarders, yeah, we reserve the right to charge a surcharge based on that extra effort that she's gonna have to put into the home.
Gotcha. Got it. That makes sense. So, with that being said, I'm just curious. Also, how does are there a lot of recurring cleanings? Like, do you have, how often do people need this service? How does that work?
So we offer 4 different time periods, I guess you could say, on how often you want to get your home cleaned. So, frequency, I guess would be the word for that. So you can do a weekly clean, which is surprisingly pretty frequent. A lot of people like to have somebody come in their home and just kind of touch it once a week, and that way they don't got to worry about it. If they're off at work or something, they can leave the key with the housekeeper, or come back for lunch or whatever. We can touch it in an hour or two and be in and out the door. Once we get the clean to our standard, the Sterling Shine standard, then the maintenance on it is pretty minimal. So you can do a weekly clean. Will come out on the day that you request. Bi-weekly, obviously every other week. Working with holidays and all of that kind of stuff, and monthly clean. So once a month on the day that you request, and then a one-time clean. So if somebody has a party that's going on and they say, "Hey, we need to get cleaned up for this graduation party at our house, can you come out and do a one-time deal?" Obviously, the one-time clean is the most expensive because we need to bring it up to the standard of the company. So like I said before, we've set a standard in place. We need to bring it up to that level. So once we get to that level of how we like for the home to be cleaned and the customer satisfied, maintaining is better. So the monthly clean is probably the most expensive because we're coming out there less frequently. So on a time-by-time basis, the weekly clean is the cheapest, but it creates more frequency. So you're obviously going to be paying that $90 fee every week versus the bi-weekly clean, which may be $140, $150, and then the monthly clean may be $180. So it just depends on how you want to look at it and what your needs are.
Makes sense.
Yeah. We to come back to what I was talking about in the beginning, we kind of noticed that a lot of companies, especially here in Memphis, especially the big companies, they don't offer the monthly or the one-time clean. They're like their recurring customers, weekly or bi-weekly. So by us establishing early on, hey, we've got 4 options for you to choose from. Pick what's most convenient for you, and we'll even work around you. If you need to come every 3 weeks, we can make that happen. It's just a matter of getting the logistical aspects of it together.
Right. Cool. Now, I might be wrong in saying this, but if I'm not mistaken, I think you can like actually hire a home cleaner to your home through Amazon. Is that right?
Get out.
Amazon provides that as a service. So I don't know.
Look into that. I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, I think so. If I'm not mistaken. How would you say that? Like, I mean, I know that you probably didn't know much about it, but how would you say like a big company, corporation like that trying to do something like that? What would you say would be the logistical issues with that, and how do you separate yourself from a giant company that's doing the same thing as you guys?
Yeah, so the issue with Amazon doing something, and the same with these larger companies coming in and out, is like I was touching on a little bit before, is that their customer relation is not quite there. Like if you, let's say you have AT&T and you call in AT&T and you say, hey, I'm having a problem with my cable for whatever reason. You're going to talk to somebody in California or Nevada or somewhere, and you're going to be attached to a call center, and they're not going to give a flip about who you are or what you're all about. Amazon, I mean, they have Amazon Key, which lets people in and out of people's homes pretty easily, but which, although that is a cool feature, it's not so personal. You know, that's something that we set apart. Like I said, our CEO goes to every house, hand delivers usually a little goodie bag to the customer. If we have a morning appointment, we like to bring a cup of coffee to the customer, just as a, hey, we care about you. We want you to be well. Is there anything that you need from us to be able to do this well and efficiency and really create this partnership? It's not so much of us coming in and them hiring us. It's us coming in to clean their homes with their permission. So it's a partnership between the company and the customer. So we really value that and look into that. So that's something that we can definitely present over an Amazon or another big corporation.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
What would you say are your biggest struggles in the business? Like, what's the hardest thing that you think that you guys are trying to achieve right now that you do?
So I'd say there's 2 struggles. One of our struggles is finding customers. Like I talked about before, we really pride ourselves on not being crazy in debt. So we don't go crazy in debt with marketing. You're not going to drive through Memphis and see a billboard with Sterling Shine's face all over it. Not yet, at least. And so we just don't have the funds to take that out. So that's obviously one of our more difficult parts, trying to get free advertising. We really depend on our customers to write reviews on Google, Yelp, Facebook, all of those types of accounts, and just really try to get our name out there and our exposure out. And while they're great at doing that, that can only go so far. So something we really struggle with is getting our name out and really trying to get a good reach. Like I said, we've got Marquita pretty booked up, pretty solid. That the accounts are trickling in, but especially in the beginning, that was definitely the hardest part. And I would top that to say that we have a hard time keeping loyal people to our company. I'm sure you could imagine working with a startup company is pretty difficult. Yep. You never know what's going to happen, if the company is going to go under or how they're going to succeed. So there's always that fear there with any company. Even some of the larger companies, you never know what's going to happen, especially in today's economy. But something that we don't take it lightly that we get to go in these people's homes. So we really communicate that with our employees. And if, like I was saying before, if we don't feel comfortable with somebody going in somebody's house, if we don't like the way that they're going to talk and interact with the customer, if we think that they could lash out and say something negative to them, we obviously talk to them and try and train them in the correct way. But if they're reluctant and just looking to get in, get out, and get paid, that's not something that we're about. I mean, obviously we want to get paid and do a good job, but it's more important than that. It's building a relationship and making this thing last longer than what it needs to be.
Right. Totally understandable.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
So, with your employees, what's the model that you guys use? Like, are they independent contractors? Are they actually employed by your company? How does that work?
So they are. So our housekeepers are set up as they're employed by the company. So they get a paycheck from Sterling Shine every other week, I think, is how we have it set up right now. And we are getting ready to offer full-time health benefits, 401k reimbursement, and we offer bonuses based on referrals from our employees. So if Marquita has a friend that she wants to come on, and she thinks that she'd be a good aspect to the company, if she stays for 3 months, Marquita will get a $500 bonus. We do that for all of our employees. If the employees are out in the field working and somebody comes up to them and says, "Hey, are you a housekeeper?" Yeah, because we've got car magnets as well. So she's a driving advertisement. So if somebody comes up to her and asks her to come do a quote, and she goes over there and makes a sale, then she gets $100 bonus for everyone she does there. So we really try to create that good incentive to our employees and give them a good retention rate. Eventually, what we'd like to do is create a bonus plan where while it's not their main priority, top salesperson gets a bonus, and the top 5 get something, and the top 10 get something, or however we decide to work it out once this business really gets going. But we realized that by paying our employees well, because if you go into Service Master, I don't know if you know this or not, but if you go and do cleaning for Service Master or Mary Maids, you're going to get paid $8.50 an hour. And that's just kind of how it is. We start our employees above $10 an hour. Like I said, offering full-time health benefits and 401k reimbursement. So that's definitely something that we offer to our customers or our employees that throws our competition under the water.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Amazing idea.
Yeah.
So what's your plan, man? Like, why? What's Sterling Shine's ultimate goal? What are some milestones you guys are looking to achieve? Why do you guys do what you do?
Well, we do what we do because we love people. So that's the first thing first. Like I said before, we had an idea of, the city of Memphis is one of the worst places to live in according to the nation. It's pretty dangerous here, is what people say. But once you really get into the grind of Memphis, people care about each other and they love it. And it's really what the city's all about. It's a big heart is what it is. So something that we really pride ourselves on is just really going out to the customer, being customer facing, and just showing that we care about them and that we're here for them more than a cleaning company, more than just your average company coming in, going out and getting paid. We're here for the long haul, and we're ready for that. Our plan eventually down the road, like I said, we're reaching our 1 year physical year, and our goal after the first physical year is to be debt free. So we've already hit that, and be in the green. So we're functioning and trending upwards now. We got some financial goals in place. Our eventual 10-year goal is to actually take Sterling Shine to the next level and open a hotel and employ Sterling Shine to be the cleaning company that cleans hotels, ours and other ones as well. So that's the ultimate goal.
Very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
So are there any things that like company culture wise that you guys practice that you think helps keep you guys on track? Is there any kind of like just people management best practices, or maybe like some routines that you guys do, anything like that you can share that helps you guys a lot?
So one thing that we do is we stay on communication. Me and Joel and Cameron, we talk just about every day. If there's a day that doesn't go by and talk to him, I get worried. Now at this point, we've been 9-10 months down the road, and if I don't hear from him about something, I know something's going on. So constant communication. We're all talking to each other, staying up to date. For the first 6 months, we met at least once a week, if not twice, 2 or 3 times a week, just at each other's homes or Starbucks. We actually came up with the whole idea of this business out of Starbucks. So just if you're with a team, I can't stress enough the aspect of communication. Any relationship that you have is built on a strong communication. And so, but if you're by yourself, surround yourself with people that are like-minded people, and that can really provide encouragement and steps along the way.
Very cool. Very cool. Cool, Tyler. I think we're gonna start wrapping up a little bit. Let's take some of these questions that came up while we were chatting.
Yeah, awesome.
I hit some of these questions, some answers. So first question for you, I would assume, not for me, is where did you start with marketing, I guess?
So my degree is from the University of Memphis, majored in advertising with a minor in integrated marketing communication. So actually how I came about that, I'll tell the quick story real quick. It's no lie. I was watching an episode of Friends. And
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with the show, but I was just kind of I was already 2.5 years into school, and I was just laying on my couch one day watching this episode of Friends, and Chandler decides he wants to go into advertising.
Mm-hmm.
And after just watching him, I was like, like that's goofy and all. Like he's being funny about it, but I think that this is really a really cool idea. One of my friends was taking a Photoshop class, and he said, "Do you want to take this with me?" I was like, "Yeah, I need a class just to kind of make me full time this semester, so I'll do it." And it just became a natural ability for me. My teachers still use my ads in my campaigns and as demonstrations in class, and this was 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of really, it just came natural to me. I found my stride, found my niche, and just decided to roll with it. And growing up on computers and living that, and always being interested in art and playing music and this and that and the other, it just was another aspect for me to share my feelings and my emotions.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I remember a while back, you helped me build my first website.
I did. Yeah. What was that, about 5 years ago, probably?
That was at least 5 years ago. I built was it a Wix website, I think? Wix, right?
Wix or Weebly or WordPress.
There we go. That's it. Yep. Weebly, man. Well, I was going to quickly update you. Thank you for being the first. You're my first web developer. The blog is now getting 40,000 visitors a month.
Fantastic. So, that's what's up.
You're a huge inspiration to me. You're my original mentor, pretty much. So thank you so much. Since then, we've made bounds and leaps into the marketing and website world. So
heck yeah, I've kept up with you. You're pretty successful. So I like reading about what you got going on, and I'm glad that we got to be able to connect a little bit here and talk a little bit.
For sure, for sure. So those of you guys that other than marketing, Tyler is an amazing website developer as well. So if you guys are following the Rafi Chowdhury blog, which now gets a ton of visitors and has a huge brand around it, Tyler was the first person to help me build that site initially. So are you still doing website developments and things like that? Is that still part of?
A little bit on the side. I built the Sterling Shine site. I'm kind of getting back into it a little bit. Like I said before, finding a marketing job in Memphis is not the best market. If you're not living in New York or San Francisco or Miami or Chicago, it's kind of hit or miss. We got about 5 firms here in Memphis, 5 big ones, and none of them were hiring. So I needed a job to pay the bills. So I actually work in sales now.
Awesome.
I actually sell telecommunications equipment. So
nice.
That's my primary gig, but I still do website design and development and graphic design on the side.
It's dope, man. See, I mean, that's really all it is. Just have to hustle and create value for people and get them to pay you for it.
Absolutely. I mean, this is something I'm passionate about. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy working with people and getting them to their end goal, what they need. So any way I can do that and help them out, and something I'm passionate about. So
congrats, man. That's very commendable.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it.
We've got another question from Aaron Chakraborty. Correct me if I'm not that industry savvy here, but Aaron's question is, how do you build your 3-pack? Is that an industry specific term, or is that like talking about your stomach? 3-pack, like
So
what does that mean? 3-pack.
I'm looking into it. That's something I've never heard before. That doesn't mean that it's not there. First Google search I did as a 3-pack is engaging your reward on your customers through fantasy sports. So I don't know if that's exactly right. Unless it is, and I'm the wrong person to ask about fantasy sports. I go lose last place every time.
It's okay. We're just gonna assume that's related to getting 6-pack abs and getting halfway there to it. That's
the process, one at a time.
That's a topic for another discussion, might be, unless it clarifies. And then we've got a comment from Zachary Namias. Thank you, Zach. I guess. Aaron just replied. He says it shows the top 3 local businesses.
Oh, I got you. Okay, so the number one way to increase how you are in local businesses, I'm assuming, like, so if you're in one part of town, how do you get people to recognize you through like a Google search or I guess a
Yeah, Google local business listings, it shows the top 3 and then it kind of hides the rest, right? Tyler, are you still there? Hello, Tyler? All right, guys, looks like we might have lost Tyler here. I think he might have lost connection. Aaron, to answer your question, just from my experience working with local SEO, I would say it really comes. Oh, Tyler just sent me a text. Tyler just said he just got disconnected, so he'll join shortly here. But to continue on that topic of discussion, basically what I've learned is that you have to really optimize for keywords. So if your business is related to like for example, Tyler's business is related to home cleaning, so you want to make sure that you have keywords that are very relevant to home cleaning in there, like home cleaning services or like maid service or house cleaning service, Memphis. These kind of keywords matter a lot, and having these kind of targeted keywords in your description on your Google local business page makes a huge difference. I would also write very, very detailed descriptions. I would fill out the local business page completely and thoroughly, adding your business hours, your website link, a detailed description of who you are, what you guys do, your services, link to your website, and most importantly, images. Add tons and tons of images from your company and things like that, because you can do a lot of, you can get a lot of traffic just from like image searches and stuff like that. And then the next biggest thing that I can think about is reviews. Every single time you get a customer and you deliver something to them and you make them happy, ask them, hey, go on our Google and write us a review, and in exchange, we'll give you this, or we'll give you that. We'll give you 10% off, or we'll, give you this service for, at a discount or something of that nature, because those reviews do matter a lot. And the more reviews you have in general, the more likely you are to start ranking near the top. But ultimately, it really depends on, how relevant is your page to that keyword that someone is searching, and geographically, like where are you located? Because if you're located in California, and it doesn't matter how much you optimize your page, you're probably not going to rank for a keyword like maid service Memphis, because you're not, obviously geographically in a location where you would be able to rank your local business page for a keyword like that. So Aaron's question now is, what if you show up for home cleaning Cordova, but you want to show up for home cleaning Memphis? So I would just start adding keywords. Like I would update all of my descriptions to include the word home cleaning Memphis, like everywhere in your description. I would even considering like, I would consider like putting that in the title of my page, maybe even, or just having it, even you can do link building to Google local business pages as well. I'm not sure how much it works today in 2018. But back in the day, even a couple of years ago, you could actually build a lot of, not like spammy, but good quality backlinks to the Google local business page with targeted anchor texts. And that would help as well. Something else you can do is list yourself in lots of local directories. The more and more local directories you list yourself under, the better your chances are that Google will be able to associate all of these listings with your page, and therefore, as a result, kind of like bump your page up towards the top some more. And when you do your listings, you want to be very, very consistent with your listing. Like you want your, it's actually referred to as like NAP, which stands for name, address, phone number. You want that to be like accurate. If you put, like your phone number in like parentheses 901, and then you put your phone number, always put it like that. If you use a website, business website, use the same exact website every time. Try to keep your business hours and everything on accurate. And when Google sees that consistency across the web on many different directories, they're naturally going to think, okay, this business is established. Obviously, this business has a lot of listings everywhere. People are talking about it. It's relevant. Customers searching, relevant keywords and finding the business and calling the number. Google looks at all of these metrics to see like what the user experience is. So when they search something and they find your listing and they click it and they call it, Google immediately gives you a thumbs up and says, yes, this answered the user's query, so therefore let's show this again. And if they keep clicking out and it doesn't work for them or something like that, if it's irrelevant, they're going to start bumping you down. That's kind of how it works. But mainly it's just how relevant and how much optimized it is for your keywords without obviously spamming and stuff like that, and how many reviews you have and what's your geographic location. Google added a blog to Google My Business. I am not aware of the blog, honestly. I haven't really done a local SEO for a while, Aaron, so I don't know what is the blog or what is the purpose of it. And let's see if maybe Tyler hops back on the call. Well, Tyler, looks like he's coming back.
Sorry about that.
You're back.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No,
I put right next to the power cord and jiggled it a little bit. And
you got some comments where you were gone, like rest in peace and stuff like that.
oh, man. Well, hey, appreciate that, Aaron. Much love, brother.
But anyway, while you were gone, we talked a little bit about local SEO. Aaron asked some questions about like how to rank for like, you know, in the top 3 results. Like, what if you rank for Memphis, like, you know, home cleaning Cordova, but you really want to rank for Memphis? And I kind of answered some of those questions to the best of my abilities. If you have any particular, you know, expertise you want to share with us, go for it.
I'm sure you probably did a great job, but one thing that one of my old professors told me one time is to fully optimize search engine optimization is just frequency. The more often you're out there, the more that you're plugging into your page, and the Google bots, if you will, are going out and grabbing articles and grabbing things to it. It's linking back to your website. It's pulling that page up and up and up and up. I don't know what page I'm on right now, but at one point we were on the first page of Google House Cleaning in Memphis, and started at the bottom. So the more often that you're posting on your website, the more often you're out on your Facebook page, being active and being involved, those Google bots are going to go out when somebody's searching for something, and they're going to pull it up to the top.
Makes sense.
That's it in a nutshell.
I'm also curious, what platform is your website built on? Is it WordPress?
It is.
Okay. That's what you recommend also for just like ranking SEO and stuff like that in general, right? WordPress.
Yeah. I read a statistic one time, somewhat recently, actually, about 80% of websites that are on the internet right now are run through WordPress. We actually use WordPress.org. It's a downloadable source, but you have a lot more back-end functions. So if you go to WordPress.com and log in, you're going to make something really functional and really great. But WordPress.org gives you way more back-end functionality. You can improve the back end of your SEO and really touch that on a more hands-on level than you would on just a normal.com site. I'm not sure on the rates. We do have to pay for it. I don't pay the bill, so I just do my thing and get out. But it's not too terribly expensive. It's a pretty manageable fee and something I really recommend.
Well, WordPress itself is free. It's an open source thing.
Well, yeah, if you do WordPress.com, but if you go in and do the paid source, you get to use WordPress.org, and it's got a lot more themes, a lot more functionality, and like I said, you can improve your SEO just by being on there.
Got it.
And you got a text to call into if you have an issue. If something goes down, you can call them, and I think it's a 24-hour phone number.
Gotcha. That's awesome. Cool, Tyler. I think that's pretty much all we have for you for tonight.
Good deal.
Good chat. Thanks so much for sharing all that information with us. We'll go ahead and post this to the public page as well, since it obviously didn't get broadcasted there. We'll put the links to all of Tyler's contact information, his website, everything like that in the descriptions and comments section of the video. If you guys have any questions and things like that, obviously hit up Tyler. Good friend to have, an amazing business partner as well for many people, and obviously runs a very, very successful company with cleaning services. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us. We're gonna continue making these kind of videos, hopefully every week, and just always highlighting a creative professional in their space that's coloring outside the lines. So thanks again so much, Tyler, for joining us.
I appreciate it, Rafi. Take care, guys.
You too. Take care.
Yeah.